Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to episode 4 of the Farsley Celtic save. We are currently still in the Vanarama National League North. However, we are doing quite well. We are working our way up the league. Even though we were predicted at the beginning of the year to be 22nd, we are currently in third, 7 points behind Buxton, who are on quite a good winning streak. I think they've won 8 in the bounce now. However, we are still fighting for it. In our last game, we played in the FA Cup qualifying round 2, I think, against Lancaster, who are our former rivals, and we pummeled them 4-1. Very comfortable. Colson getting a hat-trick, which always helps. We are now moving on to the press conference, which I will send my assistant because I cannot be bothered to deal with that at the moment. We are moving on to our next game, which is in 6 days against Banbury, who I don't believe are a particularly difficult team to beat, but we will see. Once again, as I've said before, our under-18 squad is full of one goalkeeper who is determined to play right wing. However, I will not let that happen. You are a goalkeeper. Why do you want to play right wing? You are a goalkeeper. But he won't listen. Anyway, moving on. We have a player on loan. That's good news that Ben Atkinson, one of the brothers, is back. Louis Beckett. You are on loan, you are 20, and you are better than most of the players that we have in our team. So I would love to offer you a contract. However, I don't think we have any money. We'll see what he says part-time, and we can offer 240. Okay, it's not too far away. Slightly better than I expected, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to give him a better appearance fee, a better assist bonus. And if he gets 10 assists, we'll give you $1,000. How about that? 300, we can't do that. We're gonna have to lock that in and hope. We'll give him a little bit of a signing on fee. I was hoping around, we'll try 50 quid and see if that sweetens the deal a little bit. Get him in. Ooh, it doesn't. However, there's no way he's getting 20. There's no way I'm playing him enough for that to come through, at least this year. But next year, I don't mind that if we have a little bit more money on the table. Let's see, signing on fee, appearance fee. Let's bring this down to 50 and see what he says. There we go. Okay, I am happy with that if he does come in. I know we have a lot of decent players in the centre of midfield, but for the time being, I think planning for the future, bringing a 20-year-old in is not a bad idea. So, let's go to the tactics. Quickly have a look at Ben Atkinson, who is now back from injury. He is struggling a little bit. Yes, he's 28. He's got some good passing, and actually playing him in the centre of the mid would not be the worst thing. He could fit in where Leverett is at the moment. Let me see. I know Leverett's a young gunner, and maybe we keep Leverett in, and maybe we play Ben as a backup. Not really. Oh, I say that. He is better with a lot of things. Slightly worse tackling and technique. Long shots, first touch for free kicks. Not sure. Maybe we do a slow integration, but for now, Ben's not starting anyway because he is only just back from injury. Anyway, in the time being, Watson can come out, Sheridan can come out, and we want João Silva there. Yumbi, you're a good player, but you are not going to start purely, even though you performed well in the last couple games. In fact, you performed very well in the last couple games. I feel like we probably should play you instead of Silva for now. Yeah, I'm talking myself back into a corner. And then Ty Eubanks, our other right winger, has not played quite as well recently, but I'm going to give Stevenson the nod due to his slightly better physicals, and we'll see what comes from that. Alrighty, let's keep going and try and get into the next game. Third round qualifying. Let's view the draw. Got some slightly bigger names in it. I will advance to our team. Hello VE, welcome back. I did have a look at the player that you were talking about the other day, and I'm still struggling to find him, even though there you go, Telford or St Ives, that'll be interesting. Even though you mentioned that he might be in the Norwegian leagues, I added the Norwegian leagues down to I think 3rd division, but he's still not come up. I looked for him. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I had like Malachi in my head, but I don't think it was that. But if you remember, I will have a second look for him. But I could not find him as a free agent the other day. I'm doing well though. How are you? Welcome back to the stream. Maybe look at Danish second or third division. I will do that. I will get to the end of this sim and then I will have a gander. Rejected improved youth and rejected there, not surprised. Defeat and the scouting update, which is not too much to worry about. So let's add some leagues and let's look at the Danish divisions. Oh, again, actually, I've only got that down to the second division, but anyway. Add a league. Let's add Europe and Denmark. There. Heck. Let's go all the way down to the third. Mikhail Madden, that was it. Doing great. Oh, that's good to hear. Finishing off your season. Is this the season you said you were going to play with? It was BK, one of the Norwegian teams, but I can't remember if you said that you're going to do that for next FM. What teams are you playing with this year? I will confirm that. And actually, what I might do is I will definitely turn that off playable to view only to try and improve that. And I might get rid of the French national. Confirm that. Alrighty. Team has just passed a former first place, one game. Oh, fantastic. Love that when you get to the end of the season, all of a sudden, you take over that top team or get that final result that just suddenly boosts you to a really good position in the league. You're currently doing a different Norwegian team. Who are you playing with at the moment? Sogndal. Spelled like that, Sogndal. There you go, first division. Why did that not come up with them? Sogndal. There we go. Fantastic. The first division at the moment. Where did you say? 1 point in front of Bodo Glimt. Brilliant. Cup final left against them as well. So is that the end of the season that you've just beaten them and then you've got the cup final against them as well? That's brilliant. Definitely wasn't spelled like that. Let's scroll through the chat again. Scroll back a little bit just to have a quick look what his name was. I know it was Madden as a last name. It was Mikhail. I keep hearing Malachi in my head. Mikhail Madden. Nothing yet at the moment. Got promoted this season. Expected to get relegated, and then one game left. You just needed one to win. Amazing. That's really impressive. What's your wage structure looking like? I'm guessing it's not going to be quite as big as some of the big names in Norway. Ben, I said, given his agreed playtime, I will give you some more playtime, Ben, but not quite yet, simply because you are still a little bit injured. Continue there. Beckett signing Farsley. I feel like it's probably a good move. He's decent, especially all of his mentals are okay. He's nothing special, but I think he's one for the future, definitely. Already the best manager in the history. That's after one season, is that? That's very impressive. To say, admittedly, I am nowhere near the best manager in the Vanarama National League North, but I think if we can take Farsley anywhere near the top of the league, it's going to be quite an impressive feat. Journeyman save. Yeah, I always feel like a bit of an issue at the end of journeyman saves that they become. You get to a point where you no longer. You've got everything that you've wanted to do. You've done everything you want to do, and it's do you look for a new save, or do you go for try and start promoting, getting even further, getting into the Champions League, trying to win the Champions League and stuff like that. It just depends where you set that target and where you're going from there. Second at the moment because you won the second division last season and now in the top flight and praying that we win. I mean, with one game to go, I'm praying for you. Do you stream it yourself or is this just in your personal time? And Telford in the Cup, who I believe are Oh, Southern Premier Central, they're lower than us, heck. Hopefully that'll get us through to the first round of the FA Cup proper, which would be great. Yeah, our physio has gone, but they've given us 2k, which is helpful. Big up as you plan, but I don't know who I can go to. I guess, yeah, that's also something to keep in mind, I guess, using the same save. I mean, would you go to a bigger club in Norway, or would you be looking to go further afield? On to this game. It's back here. I want to keep it as it is at the moment. Praise Laban. Senso continuously and not really performing that well. Personal time, but fun to stream. That's exactly why I started. I really enjoying playing the game in my personal time and thought it'd be fun to start documenting some stuff. So yeah, that's why I picked it up as doing it on my lunch break. So yeah, these are going to only be a short stream once again. I'm probably gonna have to stop just before 2 o'clock, but that is where I'm at. Top 8 leagues, okay. Expectations, yeah, we both want to win. Obviously, Brent the Pickle's looking good. Ben, and then Darren. Let's get into it. We are playing Banbury. We're 21st. We're currently looking as a positive approach to this, just to try and get some goals going and try and lead from the front. Let's go to the match. Hopefully the stream, especially as my equipment is cool at the moment, it won't be lagging too much during the match. Again, I've made the quality as almost as bad as possible, as you can probably already tell. But yeah, let's get into it. Skip all of the formalities and let's get going. Encourage the lads from the start and try and get some early goals. Yumbi's already stubbed his toe. We'll keep him on for a few minutes, see how he feels, and go from that. You are kind of a footballer though, so stubbed toes shouldn't really be that much of an issue. Paul on the outside, out to Dath, great name. Smith gets in front of Tompkins there, but May collects it just outside the box, plays it into Tompkins on the right-hand side, but Laban gets his hands to it, which very much appreciate. Not the best start to the game, as we've already had a couple of shots against and not gotten that much possession, but hopefully we can come through and collect it. Buxton already winning, which is not that big of a surprise. Hereford also ahead, which is a good result for them at the moment. Half an hour in and absolutely nothing has happened. Give some encouragement. Coulson's not getting on the ball. Let's see what happens. There we go, shot on target. We're getting going. It's almost half time already and absolutely nothing has happened. Oh, I might have spoken too soon. Don't really want to play for set pieces, but no. Charles on the corner from the left-hand side. Oh, Laban gets in front of it and Smith clears it off the post and Laban catches that. That was a little bit close and I think that is half time. You love your goalkeeper, sign him a free since he was good, but his name is coming. Well, hopefully that doesn't make too much an issue to his game. Hopefully he doesn't have too sticky, well, I guess hopefully he does have sticky hands. But I was going to say, we haven't had too many great names so far in our team, apart from Branson Pickle, who, if you missed the very, very first stream, which I'm not surprised if you did, we had a first goal against Ipswich Town, which was a ridiculously good result. Hence his nickname, last name Branson as well, hence the nickname, there you go. Yumbi, you're going to come off for silver. Darren Stevenson, you're not suggested to play much more than you already have, so Ebanks is going to come on. Ben, let's throw you in. Your brother's not doing much, but I'd like you to get started. And let's just confirm that. The news article about him joining the club was titled "Coming to Sogndal." That's, again, absolutely classic FM. I love that certain things, like, kind of just sets it up brilliantly. Sometimes, yeah, the articles are absolutely hilarious. They write themselves, but sometimes it's brilliant. More encouragement, absolutely nothing going on here. Let's try and do some underlapping and maybe get the ball to feet and see if that will help. Let them run at the defence a little bit as well. Let's get going. In transition, we want counter, we want to counter press, and I'm happy with that. Confirm those changes. We need something because absolutely nothing is changing at the moment. Not looking great. Maybe we move Branson Pickle into a slightly more central midfielder role and put Ben into the attacking mid position. Just see if that helps anything at all. I don't want to mess with it too much. Coulson's not been great. He's not really got his foot on the ball so far today. I mean, I don't think we've actually had a highlight, which is ridiculous. Go attacking. Can't really ignore. We don't want to lose against the team that are in 21st, or at least draw. But a draw against them feels like a loss. May on the ball on the right hand side. Can Smith intercept it? He can't. It's gone over, but hopefully Alan will get to that. And he does not. Leaves it for Charles. Oh, this is not a good sight. We've not got enough players back here. Das going through the centre. Laban doesn't get his hands to it, but it comes off the post. Sambo gets it clear. This is not a good match for us. I'm going to pause it and shout one more time. I'm going to demand more, and Coulson just doesn't seem to be getting on the ball. Put him as a pressing forward, move Smith up, move Carroll up, and then go from there. See what we say. And with 30 seconds to go, nothing. Absolutely nothing. What a boring game to start the stream. Terrible. Beacon Blue would be extra funny since I had a player pushing for a transfer move. You say we weren't good enough for him. Again, love when that happens, especially when you are, when it's against a defender or a goalkeeper that has been pushing for a move. They move and then you absolutely destroy them in the next game. So yeah, I wish you all the best on that one. He did go to Berta in the end and give him the middle finger. Yeah, do it. I'm going to say last game of the season, and hopefully you'll beat him in the cup as well, which would be, I think, icing on top of the cake. At the moment, we've not had anyone really leave our squad yet, so we've not got many people that we are particularly annoyed about, apart from Danny Rowe, who would have been a great signing if we'd been able to get him, but he declined us because he's actually worth some money, which we don't have. Stevenson in, I forgot we got rid of a physio, so we drastically need a physio, or a head physio at least. Get him in. We don't have a performance analyst, so why not? Again, I don't know where we're getting the money from, but we'll give it a go. Same thing for a scout. If they'll let us, they will not. Search starts, and training. Now, I don't know if I mix it about a little bit in the beginning of the next match. Good corner taker. I don't want him to be the corner taker because he's a striker. He is a free kick taker, but not for close ones. And again, want him only on close ones. We haven't got many people better than Tom Allen. Tom Morgan isn't in the team anyway, and then we can't do much about that. Impressed by the form, we'll schedule that, and impressed at other form. Again, happy to do that. I know we don't have any recruitment or performance analysis yet. I know we have issues, but we definitely don't want to bring in someone of that caliber. Someone slightly better is what we're looking for. And again, we will just skip through all of this meeting and get into it. I will praise the form, and then we'll get into our third round qualifier FA Cup match against Telford. Had a Japan save in the second division. Best player was captain, left after he got promoted and joined the best team in Japan. Leading the league, and the captain injured 10 minutes into the game. He was out for 6 months. That's absolute karma. That's fantastic. Yeah, that is that's poetic justice, I think, if anything. As much as, I mean, I know that some players sometimes, if they have a player that's trying to leave or doesn't accept an offer or whatever, or does something particularly bad, they let them rot in the under 21 and just never play them again. But selling him to another team, getting money for him, and then injuring him is dastardly. It's brilliant. Farsley Scout, Romy Bolko, what a name. You are by far the best option, so you are the one we're going to go for. Sign you as a part-time scout. We want you as head scout if possible. Chief scout, that's what we're looking for. None, 85 quid a week. He's happy. In you come, lad. No one for the under 18. Doesn't matter, we'll just keep that going. It wasn't even a free kick. He's just been tackled, middle of the pitch. You say, I read that he broke his leg. I don't know why I've got that. No, just got injured. But yeah, managing to injure someone, making them out for six months, and it not being even a free kick is fantastic. That's brilliant. Looking at, do we do a big change to the tactics to try and get some fresh legs in? I think I might do. Stevenson, I might actually play you for the whole game this time. Yumbi can come out for Silver, and it'd be nice to get Tidy Banks actually on the pitch. Stevenson, I think, can play up front. He can indeed, and that's where he will stay. Branson Pickle and Atkinson are on. Let's put Ben on the pitch. Do we get Evans on? Pickle, maybe. Let's get Evans on for Pickle and see if he does much about it. Senso, I feel like, needs to play a match. Let's get Alan off because he's played every game so far this season. Carroll can come off. Sheridan. Watson should probably come back in. And Louis Beckett, you probably should get a starting position, actually. Do we take one of the Atkinsons off for you? I think, yeah, we'll take Chris off and throw you in. You want to just be a central midfielder. Your passing's pretty good. I'm content with that. What is Evans' passing? Not amazing. I want to keep the playmaker being from the centre defensive mid is the issue. See, Ben could play there. Nah, we'll keep it as it is. Evans. Let's switch these two over and go from there. It's a bit of a rotated 11. I'm not taking Laban out. Masambo staying, as is Smith. Stevenson is starting, but we'll see if he can get a full game. And I think that is where we'll call it. Tell you what, let's put Carroll out purely because if we're going to make any substitutions, they're probably going to be positive ones. So that is that. Laban performing well. Let's keep it going. Masambo, you're not performing well. Tempted to give you a target, but won't yet. Alrighty. Expectations. Yep, we also expect to win. Telford are definitely in a lower league than us, so it would be good to get through them. And then we don't go into the FA Cup operas into fourth qualifying round. If I'm honest, I'm not sure how many qualifying rounds there actually are for the FA Cup. It's the first time it's not the first time I'm doing a save from this level, but it's the first time that in a while that I've done one from this level. So trying to remember how many rounds there are prior to getting into the FA Cup is difficult for me at the moment. Fitness test, Ben Atkinson should be monitored, but I'm happy to play him anyway. Let's get straight into it. Now we'll keep it a positive, and let's throw some people in. I do not care that people are struggling. Beckett, I'm going to make you my number. I'm going to play you as a winger. 8 feels more of a centre mid. 10. Screw it, we'll put you as a 10 for now. Hopefully you're going to be someone that's going to be scoring some goals for us. So we'll get you in. Hopefully this will be a better game than the one that we watched previously, but we will see. Let's move on. Oh no, favourites for a reason. I think home form is important. Okay, let's go into the third qualifying round for the FA Cup. We are playing a fully blacked out team. But we are into it, onto the game, and let's encourage from the off to get the lads nice and up for it. Already a highlight. Ebanks gets in the way of that, intercepts it and passes it out to Stevenson up front. It'd be interesting to see how he does up front. Shoots from a tight angle, which was probably the wrong decision, but that is that. Goal kick for Telford United, even though I think the lino might have flagged for a corner. Nonetheless, we move on. Good to see that we've already got some shots on target. It's an improvement from the last game. Let's see if we can... straight into another highlight. O'Callaghan, long ball over to absolutely no one. Smith almost gets it out to Stevenson, but doesn't quite. Leonard into Elms, into Castillo Anderson, back to Leonard and back to Elms. Good little semi-triangle going on around there. Ascenso out to Silva. See if he can give me some team selection issues, not with a pass like that. Moving on. Is there going to be any more of a highlight from this? O'Callaghan drops the ball, puts a long ball over. Again, is that towards anyone? It is, but it's intercepted by Masambo. Stevenson gets on the end of it, plays it out to Ebanks. Ebanks is semi-through on goal, round the outside, through on goal, through O'Callaghan, and Ty Ebanks gets his first goal of the season. Well, second goal of the season, first goal in the FA Cup, I believe. Good result from him. That is a great move there, and Ebanks does well to take it around the left back, who just misses his tackle, and I think even potentially through the legs of O'Callaghan there. 20 games in a row is very impressive. I was going to say we are nowhere near that whatsoever. I'm hoping next season, if we don't get promoted this year, we'll aim for something like that. But I guess 20 games in a row is part of the reason why you are, in first place, or just aiming to be finishing top of the league and also in that cup final. We'll dream of that. For the time being, we've got to try and stay on top of Telford. Elms crossing into the ball. Leonard underneath it, but doesn't quite do anything with it. Tracked down. It's a lovely goal by Ricardo Dinanga. A left-footed, half volley straight into the top left-hand corner. 7th goal of the season for him. I can't say it's surprising that he's put one in the back of the net. Interesting to see how good he is. We can't see much about him, so we will just continue on with the game. Our scouting is not quite good enough to know that much at the moment, but hopefully it will going forward. 1-1, Sinnott on the throw-in, out to the goal scorer Denango, pass it back to Sinnott. We've not got anyone pressing him. This is where Ebanks, I want you to kind of make a bit of a move. Denanga plays it up to Booth, who is tackled by Atkinson. Atkinson plays it down and Beckett receives it in the end. He's slowly moving, but biding his time to try and get some support. Into the left back Smith, who might play a ball out. He does not. Into Ben Atkinson, who passes it to Ebanks, and Ebanks on the outside of the box puts it in the back of the net. 3rd goal of the season for him, and we will see if that's enough. 34 minutes gone, and we are 2-1 up. Great result from Ebanks. I was going to say, I'm in a position where I'm tempted to switch my striker up, especially after already scoring 2 goals in 30 minutes. I'm also in a similar position. I mean, at the moment, Colton has been scoring a lot of goals, but he's had a bit of a dry patch the last 2 games, I think, now. Outside of the FA Cup, that being. I mean, he scored a hat-trick in the FA Cup qualifier in the previous round, so maybe I shouldn't give up on him yet. But yeah, sometimes you just need to switch that striker and see if that does enough to the team to change things. Speaking of changing things, Dinanga puts it into the back of the net and it makes it 2-2. What I am going to do, not from that, from the tactics bench. Evans, you've got a job. You, sir, have a job. I want you to mark tighter, and I want you to mark a specific player. I want you to mark... Well, I didn't even see what position that guy is playing. I'm going to guess he's their left winger, but we'll quickly check that. Confirm those changes. Whilst they've already got the ball on the outside, all the way over to a Denanga again, who hasn't got on the end of it, thank goodness. If Banks gets there, but passes it into the centre of the field, and Beckett isn't quite quick enough to get in front of that, but it does fall its way out to Silva. Silva back to Smith, and that is that. It is their left mid. I wasn't far off with that instruction. So I'm once again going to quickly talk to Evans and try and make sure that he is marking the right position. Left midfield, please. There we go. Okay, do not want Denanga getting a hat-trick. It's not what we're looking for. Okay, Ben Atkinson receives the ball in the centre of the park, plays it back to Masambo, biding his time. A long ball over to Ebanks, who gets on the end of it, passes straight into Stevenson. Stevenson hits it straight at O'Callaghan. Who is my star player at the moment? Oh, it's difficult to say. I think it's probably Chris Atkinson, who is actually not on the pitch at the moment. Stevenson is got a high star rating, but is yet to really do an awful lot. Masambo with a great front post header, that's what we're looking for. But I guess, to be fair, my star player probably is my striker. It probably is Coulson. The issue being that he's 35, but still improving. He probably should be starting every game with stats like that. So yeah, I would say he's my star player, but he has games where he plays well and scores goals, two goals and 3 in the FA Cup, but then there's games where he just disappears off the face of the earth. For example, our 0-0 draw with Banbury, 21st in the league, and he couldn't even get a goal. So yeah, it's probably Coulson, but for how long, we'll see. Always pressing Denanga. 35 is still improving, which is impressive. We'll definitely keep him to the end of the season. Whether or not he will keep going, we don't know. Jamie Vardy of non-league. I don't know if he's quite as good as Jamie Vardy is, and I guess Jamie Vardy was the Jamie Vardy of non-league football, but I appreciate the comment, and I hope you are right. Hopefully, I mean, he's 10 goals in, was it 7 goals in 10 games, or 10 goals in, and he's double that. Nonetheless, a decent scoring return from him, and hopefully, I mean, if he wants to take us all the way to the Premier League, I will happily take that. Straight into the second half, I am semi-happy. I don't like the defence that's going on at the moment. Asensio I never really trust as a defender. We always seem to concede when he's on the pitch. Nonetheless, a highlight comes up. Giles on it in defence. And they are playing it around at the back at the moment. I am indeed British, yeah. I am living in Leeds at the moment. Hence, I mean, I went for Farsley Celtic without really much thought, only to realise they were there about 20 minutes down the road from where I live, which is hilarious. If I'm honest, I chose them because good name, good badge, and just generally they weren't the best team in the division that we're in, so I thought I'd give myself a challenge. But yeah, I'm British and live in Leeds, so not too far away. I would like to guess you're Norwegian, but I'm not certain. What about yourself? I am a Leeds fan. I'm indeed. I'm excited for the season coming up. I think we are. I mean, don't think it's going to be easy. We definitely need a couple signings, but we'll see what happens. Silva on the left wing. Acres of space for him. Plays it inwards, surely, into Ebanks. Can he slot anyone through? He tries. Does not. Silva plays it back to Smith. Got so many men up here. It's going to be dangerous if we lose the ball. Smith holds onto it, but does get tackled by Davies. Just about gets away with it. Evans on it again. Outside the box from Evans into Beckett, our new signing. Ooh. And yes, you are Norwegian. Fantastic. Support SK Brown, hence the interest for them for next season, and obviously for Norway. And then a Liverpool fan. If I'm honest, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would bet on Liverpool winning the league this year. I cannot see any way that anyone overtakes them. I think the signings have been too good, especially if you get Isak. If you sign Isak, I think the season's essentially done before it started. I think Wirtz was a great signing. I think Frimpong might need a little time getting into the team, but once he is a full-time, comfortable starter, he's going to be amazing. Salah doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon. I think, Gakpo seems to be on form. He scored 2 last night, I think. So he definitely looks as if you are going to be doing well this season. Hopefully, we will do just as well, though. We're still only 3-2. Sheridan gets it, plays it over to Stevenson, who puts it in the back of the net. Good goal from Darren Stevenson. Should we both agree on the statement? Yes, very much so. Not a fan of United in any sense of the word. However, I did appreciate them last season for doing so poorly. It'll be interesting to see how Amarin does with them this year. I think a couple of signings they've made have been smart, but I would love it if they managed to replicate last season and somehow we finished above them. I think it's a tall order, and to be honest, I would not be surprised to see them in the Europa League again next year, but we will see. Qualifying for the Europa League, that being obviously not going to be playing in it after they lost to Tottenham, which I was very happy about. Who can we get on? Let's bring Coulson on. Stevenson's doing well. Yao's not done much, so let's take Yao off and switch those two over. Yumbi. Can we move Stevenson? Let's move no, because I don't want to lose Beckett. Atkinson can play where Evans can. Stevenson can play. Stevenson can't play there. Where can Stevenson play? To play left mid. Maybe we move him there. Oh no, so I want. Maybe we do a 4-2-2-2, especially now we're looking into the last few minutes. Make you pressing. Evans is not a winger. Who have we got on? Ebanks is one side. Let's bring on Yumbi. So that's two players come on, and let's get the full strength out. Let's get Atkinson in for his brother Ben. Confirm that change, and let's get the last 5 minutes out of our players. Praise them for doing well. Zero expectations for United. I mean, it's interesting to see how Mbeumo and Cunha are going to do. Obviously, they were performing well for their respective teams last season. Will Amarin be able to put everything together and make it something special? I'm not confident and don't really want them to, but who knows? You never really know, especially with Amarin. I like to think he's a good coach, but English football is weird. Players suddenly find form and players suddenly fall out of form. I think Man United has a lot of internal issues, let alone with the team themselves, but all the structure around it seems to be absolutely screwed, so I'm not surprised they're struggling in every aspect. However, a good shot from Stevenson, but not quite enough to stick it into the near post. Your brother's a United fan, and he believes... Yeah, I mean... It's one of those things in football. You always believe your team's doing well until your team proves you otherwise. As a Leeds fan, I'm very used to us giving far too much belief and then it being taken away in depressing manners. I mean, one of my first memories of Leeds is us getting relegated from the Premier League, so it basically started as it meant to go on. It was never going to be fun supporting Leeds, but that's also kind of the game. Born into the being a Leeds fan, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Hopefully going to try and get to a few games this season, but again, getting tickets is particularly difficult for Leeds at the moment. Beckett's made his start there. I want to send my assistant. Another $5,000 into the kitty, which is nice, and a great performance from Ebanks. Getting a little bit of a headache at the moment with regards to what players to play, because we've got wingers that are on form and we've got strikers that are on form. I'm wondering if we start. I don't really want to lose my defensive mid, but I'm intrigued to see if we start playing two strikers. Do we maybe put Coulson and Stevenson up front together? Ebanks played well. Silva wasn't amazing, but Yumbi's been good. So maybe we do something like that. Play Beckett and Atkinson in midfield. Branson Pickles come off. Allen coming on for Ascenso. Smith staying in. Carroll coming in for Sheridan. That's not Chris Atkinson. That's Ben Atkinson. Chris needs to come on. Ben, I think, are you better than Leverett? I want to say you're better than Leverett, and that might just be me hoping. Ben Atkinson, you were... I might have looked at this earlier. I'm not a massive fan one way or another, to be perfectly honest, but purely because of the promise I made and that your brother's on the pitch, I will bring you in. Ransom Pickle, Jack Evans. I think Jack is better than Leverett. He is more all-rounded, so I'll at least keep him there for now. Do I want anyone else on the pitch? I don't think so. So, do we play this going forward? I know I said I'd play Beckett in a different position, but he's good off the ball, he's good at dribbling, he's got a good first touch, he's good at passing. I might make him someone that does... I don't really want him to run forward too much. Maybe I do keep him as a central mid. I think I keep him as a central mid and maybe an attacking one. Got a lot of attackings on there. Stevenson, playing you as a poacher. Oh no. Let's look at Coulson's physicals. He's got great natural fitness, but he's not the quickest. So maybe playing him as a poacher may not be the worst thing, but he wants to be a deep line forward. Screw it, we'll try it. Attacking deep line forward, Stevenson as a poacher, or do we put him as I'm putting him as an advanced forward? And then Ebanks there, Yumby there, and a lot of attacking. But we'll see. Maybe we'll play Carroll as a fullback just to give a little bit of more defensive stability there. Let's go forward with this team. May or may not continue with Yumby, but we'll see. I always have to sing a song that sings a song that has the lyrics. Sing "Gold is Coming Home." We could literally be relegated and we'll still sing it. I mean, one of the lead songs is "Champions of Europe," which was, I mean, many years ago we were, and many years later we also got screwed out of a couple of different things. One in a final where the referee had taken a bribe, and as a result of that and other wins that we've done in the past, we sing that we are the champions of Europe. But again, we were champions in Europe when we were still in League One. So yeah, we'll see. Looking at this league table for your last game, insane season in real life. 4 teams that can be relegated, 4 teams fighting for Europa League spot, and then obviously yourselves hopefully going to win the league. Starting the last game. Good luck to you. Wishing you the best, and hopefully we'll see you stream it at some point going forward as well. Maybe next season if you're looking for a Champions League. Well, obviously you'll be looking for a Champions League spot, but fighting in it. Yeah. 6 games unbeaten. That is a new team record. That is a little bit depressing, but we will see. Match momentum strong, passing good from the keeper. Defensive midfielders, Branson Pickle's been performing well. Defending, we're doing well. Maybe this is part of the issue. We're defending well, but not putting enough support in the forward positions. Interesting that since we're performing so well, especially Branson Pickle, who is 31 now. Yes, he is pretty good, to be fair to him, but he's not getting any younger. 8 appearances, 1 assist. He is a fringe player, and I think we know that, sadly. Moving forward to the Scarborough game. Board is happy with me. Squad dynamics are good. Finally got the squad dynamics to be better. And that's the schedule. Don't care too much about that. As we've got better schedule, we've got a little bit more money in the kitty. Will they give us a little bit more money? Any money would be very much appreciated. And the most important thing is looking for that senior affiliate, I think. They just are not having it whatsoever. They don't even want to send out an email, do they? Bear in mind how close we are to Leeds, and I think Leeds are linked with Guiseley. I think we're close enough that we might be able to get a senior affiliate from them at one point, but not yet. The Bodo game is already 1-1 after 6 minutes. That's ridiculous. View the draw. Vanarama national team are now entering the draw. Let's see. Once again, let's try and skip to our team and hope we're at home. We are indeed. Who are still left? Filed. Kings Lynn. There's lots of people that have already gone. Only 11 teams left. So Kings Lynn or Macclesfield, Filed, Alfreton, Buxton, don't want Buxton, Chorley, Halifax, Hampstead, Kidderminster. A lot of decent level names. Welling, Woking. This is not going to be easy. We have got Halifax. That was probably one of the easier ones in the draw. I'm quite content with Halifax. I think that is probably the best we could do. Speaking of Guiseley, that's them there. Yeah, Halifax. I think, yeah, ran around National League, so they are the league above us. They are 12th. And actually, That's almost a local derby. I've just thought about it. Halifax is only about half an hour away from here as well. So that'll be an interesting match. That might look at that being the last game. Hopefully we'll win that game and then get into the 5th round for us. Scouting update, we have no money, so there's no point scouting too many players at the moment. Happy to have brought in Beckett. I think, ironically, there's a university called Leeds Beckett in Leeds, not too far away from Farsley, so it's interesting, a little bit nod to Leeds itself there as well from our new signing. Moving on to the inbox, 3 messages, probably nothing too important so long as there's not been a training injury. Let's move over it, definitely nothing too interesting because we managed to sim another day. Against Scarborough Athletic in the next match, 2nd v 4th. Come on. Let's have a look at the inbox. No transfer budget increase. No increase wage budget. Ben is happy with the time he's playing. I'm glad about that. Thankfully, he is set as a fringe player, so I'm not surprised. Is the tactic of a 4-2-2-2 dangerous to play against 2nd in the league? Nah, it'll be fine. Live and learn. Let's be honest, we're not expected to actually win this league or get remotely close to any attempt. Would be a hilarious thing to try. 3 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 in total, 4 off the bench. Yumbi has been performing better, but he is on loan. Attributes. I like Ty Banks' pace, but I think him coming on as a substitute in maybe the 60th minute to then sprint down the wing might be a better idea. Team selection. They're saying Coulson, Stevenson, switch. Putting Beckett on the left wing, Leverett in centre mid and centre. I'm not listening to any of it. Not listening. Once again, Scarborough Athletic, who have not lost in many, many games, are expected to win. Let's see if we can put up a bit of a fight. Yao Silva's in the Portugal under-20s once again, and Slovenia, the actual Slovenia team, Laban has been called up to the first team, which is absolutely ridiculous. Poor training from Yumbi. Maybe that we should listen to that, and maybe we shouldn't start him. Who's fitter at the moment? Yao Silva is fitter at the moment. We're swapping it over. What had I just seen that gave me food for thought? It was can't recall. Hopefully it's nothing too important. We'll move on. Oh, this is a return for Coulson as well. Former Scarborough Athletic player has scored, I think, was that 10 goals in 12 games at the moment? It's definitely worth starting him at the moment then. And it looks as if our next game we're going to be without our keeper and once again Yao, so maybe it's worth getting as much out of Yao as possible for this game. Don't mind if we send him away tired. Xiaobi has been removed from a shortlist. He's quick, but he's not doing much more. Head physio, Dan Green, you are probably the best one we could get. So, how's 100 quid sound? 120, how about 100? 110, how about 100? Oh, see, I knew we'd agree on that. I like you, Dan. You're choking, oh no, what's the score? What's happening? How the hell are you in the 18s there? But they're choking more, oh. Fingers crossed. What's the score for you at the moment? Here we go. That's what I was going to change. Positive to balanced. Yeah, and let's go for it. I'm happy with that at the moment. I think it's probably the best that we can offer. We're playing a new formation, which they may not be super comfortable with, but I think 2 strikers is probably not a bad idea. And to be honest, I think changing the formation to try and kind of catch Scarborough out, bear in mind we played the same formation all season, might work. So we'll see. You lost 2-0. Did they lose? They lost 4-1. Oh, congratulations. Top of the league. Underdog story. That's absolutely brilliant. Oh, how are you celebrating? Have you got any drinks on the go? I guess you are not too far away timeline from us. You're probably an hour ahead, so it's almost 3 o'clock there. Probably a bit early to start drinking, but might be worth it if you won the league. Very well played. Starting off, we've already had a shot, which is a good start. We'll see if we can overpower them from a free kick. It doesn't make much difference how our team is lined up if they're going to shoot from a free kick. Laban doesn't get there, but it doesn't matter. A bit of an anticlimactic ending. Thank God they lost. Smith on a corner plays it in, doesn't quite get it above the first person, and Colville, their star player, is already on it on the left wing. Smith is sprinting back but doesn't quite get there, doesn't get across. We need someone to get in front of Green. Green, long shot, Laban saves it. Have champagne in the fridge, non-alcoholic, absolutely perfect. That sounds like the exact thing that you need right now. McHale crosses it to Colville on the outside of the box. I don't like the amount of space that he has. Saved by Laban off his right foot. Olsen gets on the end of it. Thornton to DeBio. DeBio's been blocked by another one of our defenders. Some good defence going on, albeit a little bit nervous about the 2 yellow cards on the right-hand side. McHale. Long ball in. Can Laban get on the end of that? He can. He's dropped it. And it's been cleared by Smith. This is a mess. Absolute mess at the moment, Farsley. I know it's a new formation. I know it's not easy. Let's see where they're dominating us. Olsen, Silva gets a hold of that one and passes it to Smith. Smith plays it inside to Coulson. Coulson through to Stevenson. Stevenson right inside of the keeper into the back of the net. 3rd goal of the season for Stevenson. A great assist from the former Scarborough man, Michael Coulson. And that is 1-0 Farsley. 13 minutes in. Maybe this new formation has shocked Scarborough. We will see. I think it would be fun to just have a quick look at the league table. That would put us only a couple points behind Scarborough. Miss Sambo in defence plays it to Allen. Allen takes a lot of time just to bring it forward. There's some space there for Coulson, who's dropped a little bit deeper, but loses out to it to McHale. Thornton almost intercepted by Silva, but not quite. But Coulson comes back. Coulson plays it to Stevenson. Stevenson plays it back to Allen to slow it down a little bit more. Long ball over to Beckett. Beckett, our new striker, thinks he was offside and pulls his run. He was never getting to that anyway. Gonna be some pressing required here. Centre of the pitch seems a little bit sparse. That's where we're missing that centre defensive mid. Off to Routledge. Why has Laban not come out there? Laban, he hasn't made the save. Miss Sambo made a block. Laban, you could have got your hands on that there. So a little bit nervy about that. Another corner, and again, edge of the box just there. They haven't played it to him, thankfully, and we have gotten rid of it. Atkinson gets towards Routledge, but doesn't quite get there. We might need Laban to come good, but he does not. Coulson's on the end of it. Coulson plays it into the middle of the pitch. McHale gets on the end of it, and Laban. Great save from Laban again. Fantastic save. UMBA sweet sweat. I'm doing good. I am 1-0 up at the moment. We're against second in the league, which is a great result for us in 4th. Colville's been found on the outside of the... I'm nervous about Colville keep on finding space on the outside of that box, so I might change that. How are you, Mr. NBA? Penalties, captains. position. Set pieces, corners, defensive, and I want to throw. Who's C1 at the moment? Ebanks or Carroll? Why, as a fullback, are you the one that's there? Oh god, you can't do that anymore. C2, I want you edge of the area. Who are you? Beckett. Where's Coulson's actually quite good defensively, so maybe we don't want to. That's Sambo, Atkinson, Yao Silva. Let's get A7. You go. I want you there, edge of the box as well. Confirm that. Okay. So now hopefully we've covered their edge of the box corner tactic. I'm fine. Who do you support? I'm a Leeds fan. I am currently playing as Farsley, who are they are technically in Leeds, in the Greater Leeds area. But yeah, no, I'm a Leeds United fan. How about you? Farsley, 21 points so far this season. It's looking good. McHale, here we go. We've got Blockton in the centre of the pitch there. Hopefully, there you go. Better defensive showing from that corner. And Chris Atkinson plays a long ball over. That is Ebanks, who has not run for it. Hopefully, he can get a foot in. He does. Plays it inside to Coulson. Coulson is through on goal. He's on his own. Can he put it in the back of the net against his old club? He does not. Whitley, who he may have played with in the past, knew he was going to the bottom right and has sadly made a save. You're an Ipswich fan. I was going to say I have a couple of Ipswich fans in my family, and as much as I'm annoyed that you beat us to promotion last season, I do quite like Ipswich. My whole family is from Suffolk, so yeah, Ipswich is a nice club in my family. Sad to see you've been relegated, but hopefully you will bounce back. How do you feel? You think you're going to do this season? And VE, your budget is automatically doubled. That shows how little budget you were playing on to start the season. If you've just had your budget doubled, having gone up just in one season, even if you did win the league, which is well done for that. You're glad you went down. Glad Ipswich went down. If I'm honest, I thought it was a bit too early for you to get promoted, and hopefully it won't backfire too much. I think another year or two would have been problematic. Just another year or two in the Championship might have been able to give you an even better base to your team to really get promoted and stay up. The Prem is so corrupt. How do you mean? What vendettas have you got against the Prem? Obviously, apart from the relegation. Maloney, a long cross in. Coulson gets on the end of it, and Carroll, the right back, is running up the wing with it. He's not got an awful lot of support. Hopefully, he can make something from it. I think he's going to turn, judging from his body language, which he does not. Goes on the outside. Stevenson is surely offside. Silva gets on the end of it, turns inside. Good save from Cracknell, but no. Sadly, they are now on a break. Can Masambo get in the way? I'm nervous about his yellow card. Let's get to half-time. Ref, it'd be nice to blow your whistle here. Into Allen. Allen gets on the end of it, and surely, referee, that will be that. If not, there's time for Stevenson to get through on goal. He's turned inside. Can he slot it into the near post, or is he going to cross it? Neither happen. Out for a corner. The ref standards are horrible. Yeah, it's difficult with the referees because obviously they are technically the best referees that we have in the UK. It's just one of those that I feel like they're not getting an awful lot of support, and now that there's so much technology to see absolutely every single minute and every single decision, that it's so easy just to point out all the negatives. I agree, there was a lot of bad decisions over the last couple of years, and sometimes, against the larger sides, if they can, especially if the crowd's behind them, it can be a little bit difficult, and the referees could be influenced. But it's kind of something you have to take with a pinch of salt, and kind of hopefully not get to the point where the referee's decision actually make the win or the loss of a game. You need to be ruthless, and I guess that's something that both of our teams have been not able to do in the last few years. Reckon we go back up this season, and they're quite excited to finally beat Norwich. You haven't seen them beat them in your lifetime. Heck, has it been that long since Ipswich beat Norwich? Again, I would very much prefer to see that. I went to the Leeds Ipswich game in the playoff semi-final last year. which I think we won. I want to say it was 6-0. It might have been 4-0, but 6-0 on aggregate. I'm not entirely sure, but that was a fantastic game. Loved watching us pummel them. And yeah, hopefully you'll do the same. Haven't beaten them in 16 years. I did not know that. That is a stat and a half. Long crossover. Atkinson gets on the end of it. And again, Carroll is released as a right back. It's intriguing that he gets so much space to roam. Surely he plays it to Ebanks. He does not. Ebanks was so open and he's not found him. Into Atkinson, one of our star players. Can he find someone? Silva is wide open. The Portuguese under-20 international puts it in the back of the net. Second goal of the season for Yao. And a great 2-0 win look coming forward, hopefully. We will see. VAR is crap in every league. Surprisingly, the ref in Norway are more consistently good than in the Prem. I think that, if I'm honest, I'm not overly surprised. There's an awful lot of pressure of Premier League referees. And yeah, I mean, VAR is a difficult thing. I think VAR is important when a decision is definitely wrong. I think having VAR in a position where it's 50-50 is one of those that you should just chalk it up to, even if some people think it's going to be the incorrect decision. I think we're using VAR to confirm a ref's decision or blatantly, obviously not the ref's decision. I don't think it should be used to overturn when it's absolutely minute indifference, unless they improve the technology, because the technology at the moment is not good enough, simply. As much as we want to trust the computer's been wrong several times. So, yeah. Especially with the players that you're supposed to be signing, you'd hope that you beat them and go up. Can't say I know who you're supposed to be signing, but feel free to throw a couple names in the chat. Hopefully I might have heard of a couple of them. Okay, let's see. Deserves his yellow card, Carroll, but you've been playing well on the wing. Smith, left back. Do I make the risk? I think I'm gonna again. Allen go out as a left back. Senso come in. What is the difference in rating there? I might play Senso as a left back and just see how he does. Pickle in, having a game, playing okay. Evans, Pickle, Atkinson. Do we get Yumbi on? I don't think so. I think we just do one sub for now and just see how we do. Actually, Young. Didn't realise he was on your the horizon for Ipswich. I think that would be a great signing. He's always been one of those players that has been consistently decent. He's probably past his best for Premier League, but for someone that can help a team get promoted and probably bring some professionalism into that dressing room, I think that is a great signing, to be perfectly honest. Praising the team. And actually, now we're at the 80th minute. What we're going to do, we're going to take Atkinson off and bring on Branson Pickle, and we're going to bring on Ben Atkinson just so he is happy that he's got some game time. No, he's a fringe player. Evans is coming on. There you go. Because Evans is the younger player and will get a good run out, hopefully. 80th minute. And Cedric Kipre rings a bell, not certain. So not sure. Produce them to buy. Heck, you've got a lot of players potentially coming on. Have all of those? I'm guessing. I don't think Are they all? Ashley Young's already gone. I was about to ask if they're already done or not. That's amazing, actually. That's a good few signings. I mean, you lost Amari Hutchinson, if I'm right in saying that. But yeah, trying to get in as many players to cover that is definitely worth it. And Chuba Akpon, I do know Chuba Akpon. Yeah, that'd be a good signing as well, actually. Yeah, that actually, if you get a lot of those players in, depending on how they perform, if it'll be intriguing. Oh, you've kept Amari Hutchinson as well. So Delap, yeah, that way round. Honestly, I think that's might even be a benefit. As much as Delap is fantastic, I think Amari Hutchinson might even be more important to your squad, especially in the Championship. I think he might even be better at unlocking some defences. Admittedly, I didn't watch an awful lot of Ipswich games last season, but to me, Amari Hutchinson has always been a fantastic player. And you're only selling him if you get 45, 50 mil. Yeah, to be honest, I'd be surprised if you lost him for less. I was thinking 35, 40 as a minimum. LeBron impresses, a lot of good saves. And there we go. Player of the week go to Bennett. little bit sad that none of our players got Player of the Week, but do not mind too much when we win a game like that anyway. So we are now 6 points behind Buxton. I think they won again. Is that how many games on the trot is that for them? That is, they lost to Spennymoor recently. That's why we got a little bit closer. There you go. So now they've got Kings Lynn twice, which is good for them. At least getting the Leicester. Yeah, Elkonis, we're looking at him. Again, at the moment, no news seems to be good news at the moment. The most talk we've had in a while was talking about Paixão from, I think, Feyenoord, but I think he's now moved to Marseille. And there was so much talk about him for quite a long time, and if anything, that might have scuppered our chances of getting him. I think then other teams kind of put their ears up and might have gone for him instead. Yeah, going for Elkonis, I think is great. 26 mil price tag. I think at the moment we definitely need a winger, we definitely need a striker, and getting in someone. I mean, I know that he got relegated with Leicester last year, but apparently he was definitely one of the brightest sparks for Leicester. But that's not saying an awful lot. I think 26 mil for someone that could definitely make a difference in the Premier League and kind of light a spark is probably worth it. And yeah, Paixão has definitely gone to Marseille. Yeah, 35 mil. Honestly, I think that's a good signing for them. I'm annoyed that we didn't get it, but I can't say I am surprised he's gone to play for Marseille in the Champions League. Can't really blame him, because let's be honest, we're not probably going to be seeing the Champions League for another 2-3 years as an absolute minimum, and that's if we have a miracle, have a Leicester-esque miracle, which I don't see happening. Head performance, analysing, we haven't got anyone that is good, so we're going to just carry on that. No injuries. Green is signing as a head physio. Ooh, offers for Jack Evans from, a few. Okay. Ooh, those are teams that we would not want to lose him to. Let's see if we can negotiate a new deal for him. Again, don't mind regular start to 700. Bloody hell. I've got no chance of keeping him for that. Absolutely no chance. Need a striker after pro season? Yes. But Perot found some form. Perot recently is looking better. I say better, it never particularly looked bad. I think the issue with Perot is that we don't have anyone that is going to support him as a striker. I think he's a great player, and I think he will score goals, but I think he doesn't strike fear into defences, and that's probably what we need. We've got Lucas Mecha, who is definitely stronger, proven goal scorer, but struggles with injuries, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. But yeah, Perot's a difficult one. But yeah, anyway, I think I might have to call it for that stream. What I might do is save it there and get ready for the game against Guiseley. Is it Guiseley? No, it's Halifax we're playing for the beginning of the next stream. Thank you for coming along. Harry Gray's probably makes appearances, I hope so, as a striker, but again, I don't think he's ready. But I guess we will see. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to call it there. Lovely to have you in, Euro NBA Sweat, and of course, Mr. VE, congratulations on winning the league, and hopefully you'll win the cup as well. Sorry to cut this one a little bit short. I've got a meeting to get to. But yeah, that's where we're at, and have a great day, everyone. Hopefully see you again tomorrow, probably around the same time, 12:30, 1-ish to 2 o'clock. And yeah, have a good rest of the day. See you soon. Have a good one.